Hello and welcome to my channel. Bonjour et bienvenue sur ma chaîne. My name is Muriel and now I will be doing my Rave witchy review. This time it will be an art book, and to be fair, it is not a published book. Unfortunately, this book was created through Kickstarter by an amazing artist called Natasha Ilincic. She's an Italian artist and she's based in Edinburgh currently. She is neo-pagan, I think, and studied archaeology, and the subject of her memoir was tribal female tattooing in the Balkans, I believe. And this basically inspired her to do a book about witches. Witches from different times and different places. So it's a broad definition of the witch. It is basically the wise woman or the knowledgeable woman. You have alchemists in there, outright witches, shamans, priestesses, things like that, from different eras and different geographical regions. And this book is marvelous. Now, personally, I am not pagan as such. I don't define myself as neo-pagan, but I am a pantheist, and I do lean towards neo-paganism for symbols, ritual elements. If I would have a religious practice, it would definitely take a neo-pagan form. And so I love stuff to do with earth-based religions, witchcraft, and of course, like I've said multiple times now, I'm a huge mythology nerd and lover of folklore and legend and a feminist, so this was right up my alley. I love this artist, and when I saw that she was doing this, I was like, oh yes, 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 yes. I'd never been so excited for a Kickstarter reward in my entire life, and I was not disappointed. This book is gorgeous. It features witches, like I said, from 3,000 years ago, like, you know, Neolithic shamans, to, like, there's a modern witch from Indonesia. The places, you've got women from Europe, women from Africa, from Asia, and from the Americas as well. To be fair, I would say it is a bit more focused on European witches. Something to keep in mind. Personally, I was quite happy about that because I enjoy having ways of reconnecting with Europe's pre-Christian past. So to me, that was a very good thing. But there are witches of color, shall we say, of all ages as well. You have very young teenage witches. The youngest is 13 years old. And then you have older, wiser, beautiful women in, you know, their 70s, 80s, who have lived full lives full of experience. You even have a lesbian or bisexual witch. It's not really specified. It's just said that she has a female lover, so she could be lesbian or bisexual. The author herself is bisexual. So the way it works is she features a witch. You have the basic illustration. I will show this in a minute. And then the artist wrote 2 pages describing the witch, her life, in her own words. So basically the witch talks about her life, or, you know, a bit of her life, or explaining a regular day she has, you know, collecting herbs or doing alchemical experiments. The artist, like I said, she studied archaeology, so she did do a fair amount of research for each witch. So a lot of it is this is not, I mean, it's fiction. None of these witches are based on real people, but the information is based in actual anthropological research and sociological, historical research. So you have Siberian shamans, you've got priestesses from ancient Greece, you've got a santera, I think, or no, it's candomblé in Brazil, I believe, so a priestess of that religion. So in that sense, that is factual information about fictional characters, if you will. It's all based in real things, real religious practices, real elements from folklore, or, you know, old practices from the Middle Ages or the Renaissance. Like, there's an alchemist from Prague, and yes, you know, they had alchemists in Prague. When I went to Prague, I visited an alchemist lab. It was a thing. I'm not saying they managed to do the magical stuff, obviously, but I mean, alchemy was a thing. So all of this is based on actual research. She did her work there. It shows, and then you have all these little illustrations about objects or elements that are linked to the witch's life. It could be little sacred objects or elements of scrolls or plants they would use in their medicinal work. And then the artwork itself, like I said, I love this artist, so obviously I am biased. She does everything in watercolor. It's beautiful, it's soft, but it's vivid at the same time. She did a tutorial for one of her paintings, and what she manages to do with really very little color is amazing. Now, I draw, but I don't do watercolors. That's next level, and she knows what she's doing. I mean, she knows her stuff. It's impressive. So I will give you a sneak peek, obviously. This is it. The cover is also gorgeous. So this is the kind of thing you get. You get a portrait of a witch, or like I said, shaman, wise woman, alchemist, medicine woman. So you get the portrait, and then you get 2 pages of text, and you also get other little illustrative elements like this. And so basically you've got 29 different witches. 29 because that's the number of days in a lunar cycle. So quite symbolic, really. Now, the bad news or sad news is, like I said, this isn't actually a published book. You won't find this in the library yet. She does sell copies of this through her store, I believe, so she still has them printed. I will put a link to the relevant websites in the description, so perhaps you might be able to get a copy of this at some point if you're interested. In any case, go give her some love and support. She's an amazing artist. She has an Instagram page. I'll link all of this in the description. So there you have it. A Compendium of Witches by Natasha Ilinsik. This concludes my Rave review, contrasting to my not quite rant review of Circe by Madeline Miller, but yeah, 2 little witchy reviews. Thus, I wish to everyone a very happy Halloween and or a happy Samhain. Until next time, have a lovely day or evening. Bye bye!